Now, how have you changed your supermarket shopping habits, if in fact you have? Of course, 0300 200 40 41 is the number to ring me on anything we're talking about this morning, if you've got time to give us a call. It might once have been a source of shame, but now bragging a bargain at a cut-price supermarket, or bagging, did I say bragging? No, bragging, actually. Listening to Mrs. W tell me that she's been to one of these supermarkets and look what she's got for very little money is quite right. It is a bit of a bragging game. Going to cut-price supermarkets, lots of people said, I'd never be seen dead there. Now, everybody wants to be seen with an Aldi or a little bag. They're expanding in Essex at the moment, and there's a new branch of Aldi opening in Saffron Walden this morning. BBC Essex reporter Richard Smith is there. Richard, good morning to you, sir. Are people queuing around the block?
James, I arrived at the car park here at the new Aldi just outside Saffron Walden at around 7 o'clock this morning, and I noticed that there are quite a few people here this morning. Now, thank you, everyone. Now, at about 7 o'clock, I counted about 80 people in the queue, and the number has grown and grown and grown. People are here on their own, they're here with some families, and they're here with friends. There are children here, there are some older people here, one gent sitting on a sort of angler's stool to rest his feet. Now, here at the front of the queue, a chap who got here at 4 a.m. this morning, waiting for the doors here to open in about 20 minutes' time. And with him, a couple of mates. It's Toby, Ben and Ros. Good morning, Toby.
Hello there, how are you doing?
What brought you here at 4 o'clock this morning? Urgent need for milk?
Yeah, milk and flour, no. I don't really know. There was a competition to win a TV and I thought, you've got to be in it to win it, so misjudged kind of how many people would be here. So I was here for quite a while before anyone else turned up, but yeah, it's worth it, I think.
So a 4-hour wait for the supermarket could prove fruitful if you get a freebie?
Possibly. It could be a box of chocolates, but yeah, if I go home with something, it'll be all right.
Now, I've heard that the supermarket's going to give out some golden tickets with prizes inside. Let's talk to Ros. Good morning, Ros.
Morning.
How long have you been here?
I got here about... What time did I get here, Toby?
5:30.
5:30.
The good old days.
And have you seen any sign of these golden tickets yet?
No, not yet.
Ben, you're from Saffron Walden, aren't you?
Yes.
You said earlier that you see Saffron Walden in a slightly different light now. What do you mean by that?
Well, new supermarket and different type of clientele that I'm normally used to seeing around town, but yeah, that's all interesting.
What sort of clientele do you think this supermarket's going to attract then?
Well, I think it's going to cover quite a wide spectrum of the population. We've got a good mix of people here, so yeah, working class, poor and rich. Yeah.
Okay, Ros, we've got quite a few supermarkets already in this part of the world. Do you think people here will use this one?
Well, I think people have still only got the same amount of money to spend, so it's going to be spread across them all now. Competition's all good.
Right, lovely to meet you guys. I hope that your 4-hour wait to get into the doors of the supermarket is worthwhile. Thank you, Toby, Ros and Ben. James, I'm going to make my way across the supermarket now. I think it's got getting on for about 100 spaces here. And when I arrived this morning, the supermarket was more full not. The car park was more full than not. A lot of people milling around, a lot of people in uniform unloading plastic boxes from the back of cars. There's a marquee here with some free food on it. And James, I'm going to introduce you to Dan Starr from the campaign group Residents for Uttlesford.
Good morning, James.
Dan, hi. Now, you were quite against this supermarket, Dan, when you first found out it was going to be built, weren't you?
Our concern was, originally there was a Sainsbury's targeted for this location, which was going to be twice as large, and it was going to pull about 15% of footfall from the town centre, according to their own stats. And that was a concern for us. Clearly supporting town centres is important. I think that, and we were concerned about Aldi, but it's a much smaller footprint than Sainsbury's, and key for us, which means we are hopeful that it will help the town, is it serves a completely different segment. We have a Waitrose in the town centre, a Tesco on the perimeter, and now we have an Aldi, and we think it'll bring competition, and we're hopeful that it will actually bring people from the villages into Saffron Walden who'll then come to this store on the outside of town and then go into the town to shop in our great town centre stores.
You don't think there was a little bit of snobbery about the fact that a store like this was coming to Saffron Walden?
No, I don't think so, James. I mean, we were very opposed to the Sainsbury's, which is, usually perceived as a notch above Tesco and a notch below Waitrose. And we felt that would actually pull footfall away from the town centre. I don't think there is snobbery. I think there are very price-conscious shoppers around. And, my family will certainly be shopping here. And I think it's a great amenity for the locals. It's a shame it's not in the town centre, but it is where it is.
Is there any possibility of some more stores opening up in the centre of Saffron Walden? It seems quite often planning is such that they don't want these big supermarkets or even the smaller supermarkets in the middle of town.
Well, there is a cost of land issue in the centre of towns, and clearly if you're going to put a big box store in like the Aldi, it's much cheaper to stick it on a field outside of the town. But that is kind of changing. We've all seen Tesco's, due to their financial issues and others, start to pull away from big stores. We all see the little orange Sainsbury's vans and the little blue Tesco's vans driving around. And so I think shoppers have changed, and I think big stores have passed a little bit. They're very 1990s, if you like, and I think that this is a smaller store, and I think it will give choice. But we would like to see more stores in the town centre. And there are places where they could come in, but clearly, it's difficult in a medieval town to get the square footage that a large store may want, and rents are high.
All right. Dan, good to talk. Thank you very much indeed. Campaigner Dan Starr from Residents for Uttlesford there. They seem to be enjoying themselves in the new Aldi.
This is BBC Essex.
BBC Essex.